Tilder! Welcome to the budget dual channel audio system battle royale. Sound quality goes to RØDE. Battery life goes to PicoMic. Distance and line of sight filming, Saramonic or other UHF systems. So which one do I recommend? Narrative filmmakers will want to go with either the RØDE or Saramonic UHF systems. This heavily depends on your filming location and the types of shots you're going for. Event videographers will want to go with a Pico Mic because of the client consideration factor and battery life. If you're forced into filming at a distance with line of sight issues, Saramonic or other UHF systems, but interference could be a thing at random. Done! Roll that intro! What's going on, everybody? You're watching Too Long Didn't Read Filmmaker, where the answers comes first, the reasons come last, but we're constantly and always still learning. Right now, you're listening to the Saramonic Uwmic9. What's going on, everybody? You're watching Too Long Didn't Read Filmmaker, where the answers comes first, the reasons come last, but we're constantly and always still learning. So today, we are going to take the RØDE Wireless Go versus the Pico Mic. What's going on, everybody? You're watching Too Long Didn't Read Filmmaker, where the answers comes first, the reasons come last, but we're constantly and always still learning. Today, we're going to take the RØDE Wireless Go versus the Pico Mic. What's going on, everybody? You're watching Too Long Didn't Read Filmmaker, where the answers comes first, the reasons come last, but we're constantly and always still learning. You are currently listening to the Saramonic. What's going on, everybody? You're watching Too Long Didn't Read Filmmaker, where the answers comes first, the reasons come last, but we're constantly and always still learning. Today, we are going to take the RØDE Wireless Go versus the Pico Mic. What's going on, everybody? You're watching Too Long Didn't Read Filmmaker, where the answers comes first, the reasons come last, but we're constantly and always still learning. So today we're going to take the RØDE Wireless Go versus the Pico Mic. So definitely way longer wavelengths. We're at 50 feet right now. I'm going to go talk. Because it has this much longer feet mark over here, so talk. And Comica is, haven't said yes or no. Here's 150 feet now, talk. So if you guys are saying, well, what about the, so now that I get to here, 200 feet, again, I'm going to talk. I'm not really sure what to expect. We are now approaching 300 feet, which is about here. So if you can still hear me, great, talk. And then I will make my way all the way to have a much better range, but it doesn't matter because about 25 feet here to turn around, I'm probably going to cut out. So anyways, I am at 50 feet right now. You can definitely hear me as I turn around talking, because I'm going to talk the entire time. Sorry, a 35 millimeter equivalent. So you get an idea. I'm going to turn around. The reason I'm going to keep walking now, the reason camera, I am at 150 feet now. I'm going to turn around here as I keep talking, and I'm going to keep going. Now, massive distance, so I'm at 250 feet now. I'm going to turn around. All right, so now I'm going to make my way. Apparently, I grossly overestimated about where 300 feet is, approximately right here. Talking. Again, I don't think anyone's going to be filming this far. The receiver doesn't freak out the moment it loses signal as I'm walking. So turning around here, talk. That's at 50 feet. So we're going to love it, which is great. I'm so happy about that. This is 100 feet now. Talk. And the reason is because it's like a set. However, for weddings, I'm at 150 feet now. Talk. However, for weddings, chances are you really want to hear what she has to say. We're at 250 feet now. Talk. I'm going to just jabber. I'll continue this conversation on my walk back. About 3, 2, 1, right here. That's 300 feet. Talk. And as I continue, we're going to be hitting 350 feet. Okay, so I am going to be walking out here, same path. Now, I do have the radio frequency at its maximum, so it should be pretty darn good. I am just moving around here, now making my way back through the kitchen. And we're gonna, well, we might walk a little bit further than usual. Let's see just how far we can go. Right now, you're probably hearing the AC kick on and everything. But anyways, there's a bunch of walls here. And now I'm gonna make my way out, see where we're at. And all right, so I'm completely outside right now. Huge walls in between. And now I'm going to walk even further away to see just how much you can actually get from this system. Just gonna keep walking, keep walking. I am making my way down to the next property. And I'm pretty sure you're not gonna have a video village way out this way. So I'm now almost 1.5 properties away. So if you can still hear me, great. But if not, then we'll see. And now I will make my way back to see what's going on here. And yeah, so that's a pretty far distance to go. But other than that, I think it should be fine. And now I'm making my way back to my property here and see what's actually going on. Okay, so with the Rode Wireless Go, I'm gonna do the exact same walk path just to see if you can still hear me when I'm going in and out of rooms and all that other good stuff. So here I go. I'm walking my way out of the office. I go into the adjacent room, and right now, just for reference, my body is facing towards where the camera is. I'm now gonna turn around and keep talking to see if my body is going to block the signal. I'm turning back around, so if I cut out just for a second, that's because my body was blocking the signal. I'm now walking out towards the living room and then to the kitchen. Again, my body was more or less facing away from the camera. So now I am facing at the camera. If you can hear me, that's because I'm facing it. I'm now gonna turn around as I go outside. So if I cut out, you know why. And here I go, I'm opening the door and I'm making my way outside. And now I am facing towards the camera, but obviously there's a brick wall and all that good stuff outside. I'm gonna walking again, testing 1 2 3. I am still outside, but to see if you guys could actually hear me or not. So here I'm going to close the door and go into the adjacent room, closing the door. So now there is currently one wall in between us. I think you can still hear me. This is not a solid wall, just a wooden wall, so not a big deal. I'm going to now make my way to the furthest end of the property. And now you got a kitchen, a living room, blocking everything, multiple walls. Some of these are solid, so if you can still hear me, great. And now I'm going to actually go outside of the property altogether, and you might even hear that lawnmower somewhere. So now there is brick walls that's blocking everything. I'm gonna walk a little bit outside. There's a little bit of wind, so you might hear that. So anyways, this is the most extreme filming conditions, and if you can still hear me, awesome. I'm gonna now make my... All right guys, so what's the bottom line here? Which one of these 3 audio systems is going to be the right one for you? Unfortunately, it's really not cut and dry, and the problem is because we're operating on the prosumer budget level, which is basically about $500 and down. So none of these are actually gonna check off all the boxes of what's important to us. Now, I'm actually gonna have a second video that's gonna cover this on how to invest in gear the smart way when you're in the prosumer budget. Because if you're a beginning filmmaker, you really need to check that out. If you're an intermediate filmmaker and you still ask the question, is this gear right for me? Is this gear right for me? Then you definitely need to check out that video as well. If you're an advanced filmmaker, you really don't need to, because chances are you already understand this concept. So with that out of the way, the link is up here. If you haven't checked it out already, check it out after this video. Now, the Rode Wireless Go. Hands down still, it has the best sound quality, and I highly suggest it if you're in a narrative filmmaking situation or you simply have complete control of the filming situation. Because the Rode Wireless Go is going to suffer when you're outdoors in the complete wide open with line of sight issues. Now, some of you guys have said, well, have you tried it placing the bell pack on your hip? And that way it should be in line of sight all the time, right? Not really, because even though the Rode Wireless Go was awesome at 300 feet, the moment I flipped it to my hip and started walking back, I was cutting in and out all the way up to about 150 feet or 100 feet. I was cutting in and out because the receiver is here and the transmitter is here, and therefore the radio signals are having a hard time talking as if instead when I put it like this. So that being said, with the Rode Wireless Go, if you're outdoors, you probably want to put the belt pack on the person's front side. That way the receiver and transmitter are constantly talking to each other, and therefore you're going to be able to get a really awesome signal well past 300 feet. Now the Pico Mic, again, is going to do the best when it comes to event videography or wedding videography or pretty much any type of filming situation where you have absolutely no control of what's going on, because it does extremely well in battery life at 20 hours, and it has an extremely awesome client consideration score in my book. What is client consideration? If you don't know what I mean by this, we've all experienced this moment at some point. We've all gone more or less into an electronics store just to kind of see what the latest gadgets are and just kind of peruse. Well, without fail, a salesperson is always going to come up to you and introduce themselves by name, ask for your name, and say, hey, what brings you in? And you tell them, I'm just looking today, like I'm just browsing to see what's around. Oh, okay. Any smart salesman will leave you be, but they're not trained to do that. Those aggressive salespeople are going to say, oh, well, have you checked out our newest router? Have you checked out our newest TV? Or did you know that right now you can actually buy whatever it is you want and not have to pay for it for 3 years if you get our store card? At this point in time, you're not a consumer anymore, you're a client, and you're a pissed client at this point. That's client consideration. You don't want to piss off your client. So if you clip on this Pico mic, leave for the whole day, and then come back and take the mic from him or her, that person's going to be like, were you even working today? Yeah, I was. No, I got everything. I got all the audio. Don't worry about it. That client consideration is like, wow, I'm more used to people constantly coming up to me, interrupting me at some point and being like, oh, I need to change out your batteries, or oh, your bell pack is showing, your wire is showing, something like that. Client consideration. Pico Mic excels at this. Now, the UHF from Saramonic. This is kind of an odd thing now that I'm testing all of them together. So the UHF is going to excel the best when it comes to filming in a wide open outdoors with line of sight issues. The problem is that in the Saramonic's case, outdoors, I was getting a lot of interference all over the place. And I don't know if it's just because I was in a very heavily congested area of a bunch of radio frequencies, even though I did a scan ahead of time, but that is something that needs to be taken into consideration. So that being said, the UHF system seems to only work in those filming scenarios. Now, there's a couple more things, of course. With the 2.4 gigahertz frequencies, the setup time is extremely fast. The UHF, you have to do a frequency scan, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's a very heavy system, and the battery life is around 2 to 3 hours on the Saramonic's case. Now, there are definitely much better UHF systems out there, so if you really find yourself needing to get a UHF system, you're probably going to want to spend more money and kind of forego the prosumer route, because the Rode Wireless Go and the Pico Mic definitely are kind of winning out in this area. So without further ado, between these three systems, again, it really depends. And if you're still on the fence about it, please watch the second video that I'm going to link up here or in the description again, because if you're asking these questions, you definitely need to watch that video to kind of understand, well, which one's actually going to be best for you. So anyways, if you want to, stay tuned towards the end of the video where I'm going to show you the raw distance test, because I didn't want to bore you with that in the beginning of the video. So if this video has made all the influence in your purchasing decisions, I would truly appreciate it if you check out my Amazon affiliate links down below. Again, this costs nothing extra to you, just gives me a little compensation so I can continue making videos like this for you. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave it down below. I will get to them as fast as I can. And until then, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one. something, because a lot of you guys had asked me, hey, could you do a hip test? So what they mean by that is now I'm going to transfer to my right hip, and I believe you should be able to hear me. If not, I'm going to move this way. So I have the transmitter at my right hip now, and I'm at about 200 feet away, so I'm going to turn this way. If you can actually hear me while I'm walking back towards the camera, great. Because what I'm going to show you is that if you're out in the open, like I am right now, where there's nothing for anything to bounce off of, this configuration will not save you, especially if you have somebody that loves to walk back and forth the way they talk. And some people do that out of habit, or maybe it's just a way for them not to stand idle. So I'm going to prove something here. This is the 50 feet mark right here. So let's say you are talking to somebody 50 feet away. Now, if I walk this way and this transmitter's there, obviously it's going to be just fine. But the moment the person starts walking the other direction, I'm in and out through the, and if I didn't cut out, great, but I have a feeling that it's going to cut out just a little bit. So anyways, in terms of the hip test, when you're completely out in the open, if that person's a walker, then you're kind of screwed the moment that they turn and have their entire width of their body blocking the Rode Wireless Go. All right guys, so I'm using the Rode Wireless Go. We're gonna retest the distance and actually put it in the best possible situation. So I actually have the transmitter right here facing the receiver, and the receiver is perpendicular, which means it's going to have a much better range, but it doesn't matter because about 25 feet here, the turn around, I'm probably gonna cut out. So anyways, I do have some mile markers set up here and feet markers. I am at 50 feet right now. You can definitely hear me as I turn around talking, because I'm going to talk the entire time. Sorry about that. So we're going to continue our way to the 100 feet mark. And again, even at 50 feet, I have to say, yes, in a narrative situation, you will. And just for reference, I'm at 100 feet now. This is a 35 millimeter equivalent. So you get an idea. I'm going to turn around. The reason, I'm going to keep walking now, the reason I am doing this test this way is because the moment it loses signal, the receiver and the transmitter are probably doing all sorts of things to try to find each other again. So again, this is probably more of the scenario. Someone's going to be talking at the camera. I am at 150 feet now. I'm going to turn around here as I keep talking. And I'm going to keep going. Now this next feet marker is actually 100 feet in between. So I'm actually going to be at 250 feet. And again, no one's going to be filming somebody this far away unless they're using a pretty good telephoto lens, especially at a narrative situation. And I pretty much talked about in my video that the Rode is probably better for narrative situations, and you're going to want to use something different for massive distance. So I'm at 250 feet now. I'm going to turn around. All right, so now I'm gonna make my way. Apparently I grossly overestimated or underestimated, however you wanna look at it. When I originally tested all the way out here, that's well past 300 feet. This is actually about where 300 feet is, approximately right here. Talking. Again, I don't think anyone's gonna be filming this far. And if I cross this path over here, we're gonna hit close to 400 feet, which we already know it kind of works. So I'm gonna start walking back this way. Again, I put this Rode Wireless Go in the best possible situation because yes, people are going to be facing the camera, so you can place the transmitter in front of them and chances are they're going to be fine. So if I walk this way, you know, you'll be fine. If I walk this way, I should be fine as well. Now, some people have said, well, you know what? You should just put it on the hip and that way it's always going to be in line of sight when people are talking. Yes and no. It really depends on how much the person walks and talks, and I'm going to show you this real quick. Now, I don't actually know if this is going to work or not, but it's going to be an interesting test for all of us. So now I have it literally at my hip, which means it is sort of seeing it, and I'll be very surprised if I'm going to be lost here in a second. But I'm going to kind of prove a point because I believe that this is how it's going to happen. So I'm going to stop right here. Okay, there is a little cut here, but essentially I've placed the transmitter now at my hip because people have said you should do that test. And yes, it might work, but I have a feeling that if your person talks a lot, and I'm at 50 feet right now at the first marker, if the person walks and talks a lot, when they're walking this way, yes, it's gonna be fine. But I have a feeling that the moment that they turn their body where you can't see any talked, I have a feeling that I might have just cut out now. And if I didn't, okay, you guys are right. So 50 feet should be fine. Anyways, now I'm gonna walk all the way back here towards the camera, and there you go. That is the Rode Wireless Go in the best possible situation. All right guys, so now we have the Pico gear, and again I'm going to be facing the receiver the entire time and only rotating every 50 feet until I hit the 250 feet marker. This is just so that the receiver doesn't freak out the moment it loses signal as I'm walking. So turning around here, talk, 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 talk. That's at 50 feet. So we're gonna continue going here. Now, in terms of the Pico Mic, some people have already chimed in that they've used it on wedding systems, and they said they love it, which is great. I'm so happy about that. This is 100 feet now. Talk, 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 talk. And the reason is because it's like that's the first thing I thought of when I saw something this small. Because I can't put a wired lavalier on it, I might be limited to where I can hide it. So it might not be that great for a narrative set. However, for weddings, I'm at 150 feet now, talk, 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 talk. However, for wedding situations, again, at 150 feet, I'm looking at the camera. That might just be the distance from the very far back of the church to where the altar is. So you're probably gonna be just fine. In terms of which placement should you do groom, pastor, and hope to get the bride? I would say if we can hide it on the bride, that would be best, because chances are you really want to hear what she has to say. We're at 250 feet now. Talk, 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 talk. I'm going to just jabber. I'll continue this conversation on my walk back so you can hear what's going on. Anyways, I'm hitting about 300 feet now. About 3, 2, 1 right here. That's 300 feet. Talk, 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 talk. And as I continue, we're going to be hitting 350 feet, and if I went over, that's 400. Again, no one's filming this far away, and you probably can't hear me anymore, or it's really spotty. So I'm going to keep talking as I make my way back to where I know you can still hear me as I continue this conversation. So you probably should hear me about now. Anyways, if you can hide it on the bride, that'd be great. I've talked to Pico Gear actually, and told them about the idea of having a white version, or at least getting a silicone cover. If you can hide it on the bride, then you're going to be golden, because you need to hear what she has to say for sure. And again, some weddings, they have microphones that you can go into PA system if you need to. But other than that, like, definitely speaking, you're gonna love using the Pico Mic for these types of situations where it's so discreet. Like, I can barely feel that it's there. I know it's there because I put it there, but to the average person, they're gonna completely forget they're wearing a microphone, let alone something this small. Okay, so we're gonna do the Rode, I did the whole hip test thing. So here's 50 feet. If I turn this way and I'm talking like that, again, it's still here because it has to be here, which means you actually have a much better chance at keeping the Pico Mic at the person. Sorry, I was blocking the wind for a second. Anyways, so that being said, I think the Pico Mic might be better. And colleges might want to think about this, because professors, I see them futzing around with the wire sometimes, and this would completely eliminate it, and it lasts for 20 hours. So anyways, that is the Pico Mic in terms of distance. All right, guys, and last up is the Saramonic, which is an ultra high frequency system. So you can kind of hear how it does outside in the complete wild. This is within the 500 megahertz range. So definitely way, way, way longer wavelengths. We're at 50 feet right now. I'm gonna go talk, 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 talk. Because it has this much longer wavelength, the distance should be significantly better than the Rode Wireless Go and the Pico Mic system. Now, this is a much older system. I've had this for maybe 3-4-ish years now. I'm hitting at the 100 feet mark over here. So talk, 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 talk. And Comica is one that has been reaching out to me in terms of testing out their version. It kind of looks pretty much like the same thing, so I really haven't said yes or no. Here's 150 feet now, talk, 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 talk. So if you guys are saying, well, what about the PicoMic system? I've been hearing a lot about it. I don't know. I can definitely review it, but I'm pretty sure it's just gonna perform the exact same like the Saramonic is, maybe a little bit better. But since I'm pretty much converting over to the 2.4 gigahertz for most of my work, I just don't feel like I'm gonna be using this type of system for a while. We're almost at the 250 feet marker. So now that I get to here, 200 feet, again, I'm going to talk, 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 talk. I'm not really sure what to expect out of the UHF in terms of this distance, because quite honestly, I've never filmed this far away with the UHF system. We are now approaching 300 feet, which is about here. So if you can still hear me, great. Talk, 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 talk. And then I will make my way all the way towards the approximate feet UHF system. Again, I have this completely put at having it facing the receiver so that it's constantly getting a signal. Now, in terms of distance, I know the UHF is going to do better, especially when I turned around. Whether or not the sound quality is going to be better, I don't know. But I kind of wonder, I'm guessing because of the longer 500 megahertz signal, that's kind of why these antennas have to be as long as they are. Because if you look at, you know, the Pico Mic, the Rode Wireless Go, even the Sennheiser AVX system and XSW system, there's really not a huge antenna. And I'm guessing it's just because of it operating in the 2.4 gigahertz range. But I kind of wonder sometimes, like, can they actually make the antenna any smaller on these UHF systems to make it easier to hide? Because I don't mind the bulkiness and weight, it's that antenna that's the one that always makes it harder for you to hide it on someone in comparison to the other stuff. So anyways, in this case, I'm pretty sure this is going to win the distance test. Sound quality test? Not really sure. We'll find out. All right, guys, so now we are using the UHF system from Saramonic, my old Uwmic9. So again, I have the transmitter facing you the entire time, and we are hitting 50 feet mark, so I'm going to turn around and keep talking. Talk, 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 talk. You should be fine because this is not a 2.4 gigahertz signal. It is indeed a 500 megahertz signal. And I did a scan just to make sure that this frequency was the cleanest, and it did. So I am now at 100 feet away from the system, and I turn around, talk, 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 talk. You can probably still hear me. So now I'm going to make my way even further. So the reason I'm doing this test is pretty obvious. Is this ultra frequency going to do better than our 2.4 gigahertz brothers? And it probably will. I'm at 150 feet now as I turn around and keep talking. I'd be very interested to see if you can hear me. You should be able to, I think. Anyways, we're going to keep going. This is going to make our way to the 250 mark. And while these systems are obviously a golden standard, the obvious appeal to the 2.4 gigahertz stuff is that it's so small compared to this thing. So, you know, but it does have its flaws in terms of distance and line of sight. So now we are at 250 feet as I turn around and keep talking, chatting, chatting, chatting. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? As I turn back around, and now we're gonna make our way towards the 300 feet mark as I go, as I keep going, car over, as I talk and keep going. And this puts me at approximately 300 feet away. And we'll see if you can still hear me from here. You should be able to. And I'm going to make my way towards the 400. I'm going to turn around for this one. So as I turn around here and see if you guys can still hear me. If you can, great. If you can't, indeed, as I turn back around, again, this is where the Rode Wireless Go and all the other systems where make its way. Other than that, we will continue on as I come forward. So generally speaking, these systems have a much larger body and build, and rightfully so, to make things nice and easy. The problem is if you want to hide it. It's a little bit harder to hide. And it'd be very interesting to see if these companies can figure out a way to make sure the wire is not falling, or not falling, but for them to not be showing so easily, because then it'd be easier to hide. And I'm not sure how antennas necessarily work. There might be a reason why it has to be this long. When you compare to like the AVX from Sennheiser, those are so much smaller in terms of the antenna, and it's hard, it's not going to bend on you. So that is indeed the question as to which, if they can actually do that. And if they can, awesome, but there's probably a reason why they can't do it. So not a big deal. Anyways, that is the Saramonic in terms of covering nearly the same distance as the Rode Wireless Go and the Pico Mic.